Hey guys, Dax here with another 5-minute update. If you are liking this content, please give us a like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends that are into crypto so I can keep making this content for you. Okay, thanks a lot for tuning in. And just quickly on SPX, we had CPI yesterday and potential top in the market here, or at least a local top, I should say, not top. But one thing to think about is even though the market didn't react significantly on the CPI date, it has put in a potential short setup for us on the high time frame being the daily. The last time this happened was actually the very ultimate low of the entire bear market. So that's something notable to take note of, I think. And even though it didn't fully reverse on that one day, it was quite a nice strong day. Pulled back the next day, had a little bit of a rally the next day, but it was the week after that really moved away and it put the turning point in the market, which is something to think about at the moment because we have come up to tag quite a key level through here. I'll show you on another view of the ES chart. If this is our entire range here, we had deviation here and we had a deviation up here as well. And now we're back at that range high. Now, if we do end up rejecting the shooting star reversal here, which it needs to close 50% of the way down of this green candle here. So we won't know until, probably halfway through the New York Open if that's going to happen or not. But if this gets a green candle above here, that will have rejected the shooting star reversal. So rejection of a bearish setup is bullish, guys. And then the target for that will be up here, which is about 4,330. I'll just show you a quick chart of my other ES chart with the volume imbalances on it. And you can see that there's this really strong volume imbalance right at the key level where we ended up reversing up here. So that's the target if we do break out of this level here. But as you can see, there's a lot of resistance through here with all these volume imbalances pretty much in a huge cluster. Now, I'm going to quickly zoom into the lower time frames. You can see that this blue box here, which is a gap imbalance from the weekly open, this is a really key level and price does react to these quite strongly. You can see another one back here. This is a new week gap imbalance, came down, bounced off that level and then rallied out of it. Right. If we can get above this level here, which will also break this downtrend through here, which is basically a broadening descending wedge or a bull flag, right? Break that to the upside, then I think that will be an obvious trigger that all markets are getting ready to surge to the upside, because this probably shouldn't get back above this level here, and it definitely shouldn't get back above with a solid close above this downtrend here, especially because we can look through all the wicks here of the rejection of the last couple of sessions. That should realistically be rolling over from there if we're going to be staying bearish. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a couple of different signals to watch for market direction overall, and then crypto is probably just going to follow. So the current setup I'm running at the moment on BTC, combination of all the main strategies that I use, is the bullish divergence here with the swing failure pattern, took out the range low of this current local range that we're in. So we SFP'd into key weekly order block from back here, which is also the buying climax of this first push that we had before the FTX rollover, right? So if we can stay above that, we're probably going to stay bullish. And immediately we had a really nice reaction off that level with this SFP. So this trade setup was getting in on that SFP, stop loss below those lows, and then at least you'd be looking for the first trouble area, which is pretty much up here at 22,500, and that's a nice 3.33 risk to reward. Now we haven't got up to that level yet, but it looks like potential flipping of range highs here. And we probably won't know if this is going to flip the range high and continue on to the upside until the New York session to see what the stock market does, and Bitcoin will just be dragged in either direction. But other key things that we can watch for if we want to try and take this trade or even enter a new trade somewhere throughout this range to try and take out that 25K level that I'm watching for definitely a target or sweep of that level if SPX does push up to that next high, is the 1221 crossover through here to stay bullish. So stay with the 12, the blue line over the yellow line. That is an indicator that momentum is still pushing to the upside, right? And then a break of this little downtrend resistance. So this is our local downtrend resistance from the distribution range. If that gets broken through, that's a really strong signal for us. So maybe it ends up doing something like this and then breaks out through there, Sometimes you can have a pullback and then go again, right? Price action like that wouldn't surprise me, to be honest, right? And if we do see that, so it's a signal to stay long or to get long if we break out from this downtrend resistance here, and then a reclaim of this order block through here, which was really strong support throughout this whole range. That is going to be another strong signal and trigger that we want to be staying long, we'll be holding long, pushing up to test, this weekly resistance level, and then even higher for the 25K top, right? So those are the key things that I'm watching for. So crossover to the downside will be bearish and we want to cut out trade. Failure to break out from this downtrend through here will also be bearish, right? So breaking out, bullish, breaking back above this range low, extremely bullish, right? Hopefully that helps, because then that could just turn into a deviation, right? So this was obviously the range through here, right? And then this would just be deviation below range low, reclaim that level, and then push is obviously quite a bullish trigger. Altcoins that I'm watching at the moment, Litecoin I think is one of the best to keep our eyes on. It is at quite a strong area of resistance at the moment, but if we can break through this $100 level, I think it does have room to push up to about $160 fairly quickly. And I think that could happen over the time period up until April, the end of April, right? Which is when I think it will have the rest of its rally for its push into its halving, and the halving is coming in on the 7th of August, or around that period, sometime in early August, right? Aptos is another one that I'm watching at the moment. Got to zoom into this one, sorry. Right, came down into the daily order block, and we had nice pin bars out of there. On the lower time frames, we had the bullish divergences as well. But I think if we can hold above this level, which is 14.2, it's pretty much below it now, but needs to get back above to stay bullish. The targets for that is 16.15 and then 18, right? So that's playing that falling wedge into a key level of support, right, which is that bullish order block through here. And then we want to look to target the entry around the 50% of that range. And we got 2 perfect entries off that. So the trade would look something like this, right? Stop loss below the order block, and then take profit 1 here, take profit 2 here. And then if you really wanted to, you could get the Fibonacci tool out and run it like that. Okay, guys, that's it from me today. If you did like this content, maybe you'd like to join our free webinar that we're running for our Crypto Paradox Facebook group. We've already had 412 people sign up for this. There's a few questions in here. I will leave the link to enroll in this if you want to join us for this free course, and I will be teaching you guys everything that I just broke down from all my analysis that I do on the SPX, the things like the volume imbalances, gap imbalances, which I think are really invaluable to learn to understand how to read the market on a higher time frame. I'll give you an example here of just how powerful these things can be. Right, so we had a weekly gap imbalance back through here, and you can see how perfectly the weekly time frame came down in and tagged our key level, right, which is highlighted in this box, and then it reversed off there. So just one simple rule knowing could have given you the very bottom of the market. Then you time that up with our weekly bullish divergences and stuff like that, right, on our more advanced indicators as well, and that gave us a pretty strong signal that the market was getting ready to potentially reverse from there. Right. And that ended up being the bottom, right? So the accuracy on these things is pretty ridiculous, but I'll be going over further detail, all this sort of stuff, and then everything I've been using to trade crypto over the last 5 years of full-time trading in that course. So make sure you join in, and hopefully we'll see you in the webinars. See you guys.